Are we live?
We are live, and I get a Facebook error. We've asked Facebook to consider changing this, so I'm going to have to remove Facebook, and I'll just repost it to Facebook. But we are live on Instagram and YouTube.
Cool.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you for having me on your show to get into your world so I get to know more about you and interview you, Melinda.
Thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate it. I mean, I feel like, just when we were talking before we went live, it's just so crazy how when being in the right room makes the biggest transition and transformation for our lives, right? Just thinking about the last, I don't know, couple of months and how much has changed in both of our lives.
Yeah.
And so much change that we've, just reflecting back on the testimonials and the case studies and the experiences that we've both had is kind of remarkable. It's just that in itself is a really big blessing.
It really, really is. And that is definitely a great takeaway that it's so important to be in those right rooms with people that are also up to big things and choosing to invest in themselves and transform their lives and go to the next level and doing it with other people that are also doing the same thing at the same time. And you meet people from, all over as well too. You don't have to just be in your own little networky comfort zone, right? It's like, oh, okay, cool. There's people all over that we can talk to that are up to these really cool things that I want to get to know more about.
Locally, and then also, just in their business and their life, locally, I would say when we went to when we did the workshop a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, was it a couple of weeks ago? I think the furthest was it Denmark? I think it was Denmark was the furthest that someone had traveled to get there, and I think that's really cool. And then of course, folks that are just starting in their business, that are pivoting, repositioning, and then have other businesses that just I love that type of aspiring energy around, right? Like when people just focused on changing their lives, changing their businesses, making bigger impact in the world. So while we were in Houston, I had the opportunity of meeting Joel Osteen at his church, the Lakewood Church. I don't know. Have you ever been? Well, actually, yeah, we went, right? I mean,
Yes.
that was
Yes, it was
insane.
amazing. It was amazing. Yes. Yes. Did you do the meet and greet after?
Yes, I did. It was so, I mean, he has such a peaceful heart. Peaceful, just, oh. But just everybody was saying, oh, it's a big church, it's a big church. And I'm like, sure, I've been to big churches. And I didn't expect it to be like an arena, right?
You didn't know that it was an arena? Okay. We've been watching him for years. He came to Vegas when my son is 11 and a half. He came to Vegas when my son was less than a year old. And I had already been watching Joel on TV. I live in Vegas, by me saying, oh, he came to Vegas, like that's where I live. And so when he was here, we went, I've got, Baron strapped to me and we're going in and to go watch him. And so we've had an experience with him since my son was very young. And I even told him, like, he saw you when he was a baby, and he talks to you like he knows you. He's like, look how big he is, as if he knows you. It was so good.
That's neat. That's really neat.
Yeah, but so anyways, I watched him for years, and he talked about how it was the old stadium.
Yes. Well, I didn't know that. So, just driving up in this Uber, and everybody's going crazy in the car, like, oh my God, it's so big. Don't, you just wait, Melinda, you just wait. They even have flags outside and da-da-da. And I was just like, it can't be that big. Like, what are you talking big? Like a big church? Like a lot of people, big church? Like, what do you mean? And so we're pulling up, and I look out my window, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a very large building. And walking into, the sanctuary, the actual church itself, and imagining every seat full, right? 16,000 people in that room, doing the same thing at the same time.
Mm.
And I thought to myself, now that's impact.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Not to mention everybody watching online, which is anywhere between 38,000. I looked it up, 38,000 and 55,000 on a Sunday.
At that moment, not, and then it's on repeat. You can watch it then. That's just then.
Yeah.
Then it's out there to keep growing and growing and growing and growing.
Yeah. So I say that to say, because like that is impact. You know, I had a dream. I had a dream long ago that I was really going to make some big impact. And I was afraid of it.
Yeah.
I was afraid of it, right? Like, have you ever been in that situation?
Yes. Yes. You're like, what?
Not me. Oh, you guy.
But isn't there also a part of you that's kind of like, that makes sense?
Yeah. There's this like peace, right? It's just like, okay, that's mine. I have to accept.
Okay, now I get it, right?
Yeah. So just being in that room, it was, I mean, prayerful. I mean, talk about the Holy Spirit, one level. The next layer of impact was realizing how many lives get to sit in this space. Then the next thing that hit me was how many lives get to sit in the space and then go home and impact more lives. And I just thought, like, man, I would be so grateful, right? I would be so grateful to have just a sliver of that and to be able to, like Joel's, his example with your son, like, I cannot believe how big he got, like just being the arms, like the hands and feet of Christ, like right in that moment, and just getting that front row seat to him working through me and working through us. So it hit me differently, and I took it in different layers, and I came back and I thought to myself, man, I got to share this with everybody, right? Like there's so many things that we could be doing as people, and a lot of us get afraid of that big dream because it's bigger than us.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, though. It's like a massive dream. It's supposed to be bigger.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be huge. It's supposed to live in that place where we imagine and where we create.
Mm.
That's where it's supposed to be there. So that's like the thing. So it draws you forward, and you can't help but eventually then just kind of be immersed in it and then create that for others as well. I'm going to read a little bit about your background, Melinda, if that's okay, just for the people that don't. I know this is on your YouTube and Instagram, and then people might not even know like how amazing your background is and what you do and the type of dedication that you have. So I'm going to read it just so I don't mess it up.
You're good.
Okay. Melinda is an award-winning business and marketing professional and has developed systems and strategies helping business leaders to dominate the marketplace. Melinda is a marketer with over 2 decades of experience, spending of her career working in corporate, climbing the corporate ladder. That all changed when she decided to become an entrepreneur, running her own business and defining her vision of success, resulting in her making a full-time income her first year of business. Very impressive. Despite the challenges that come with starting a business during a global pandemic, Melinda forged her way through acquiring the respect from her clients as she's helped them achieve a total of $4.4 billion with a B in new business in the last 4 years. She's been mentored and coached by the top 1% of coaches and consultants in the world who have impacted thousands of lives and reported millions in revenue. Clients pay Melinda more than $50,000 for just one VIP day where she consults businesses how to scale their company exponentially. When you listen to her teach, you will immediately recognize that she is one of the most masterful and engaging growth strategists you've had the privilege of learning from. Privilege 100%. So if you're ready to have more impact, more income, and most of all, more fun, and keep listening, people. So cool.
Thank you. Wow.
So cool. You're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank
What
you.
inspired you to get started in helping women coaches and consultants turn their passion into profitable businesses?
My own story. I just, stumbled from one course, one book, one study, one YouTube university thing after the next, trying to figure out how to have a profitable business. Now, granted, I had just one thing I pulled from working in corporate, which was understanding how to position pricing. That was it. But what to price, how to price my offer, how to create offers, what were offers, like just the whole dynamic of being a business owner and elevating to partnership opposed to being hired help. It was hard. It was hard. It was lonely. It was challenging. It was frustrating. I felt stuck at times. I felt as if I needed to work more hours to make more money. That was the only formula that I was aware of. Have you ever been in that situation where you're just doing something over and over again because that's what's expected of you, right? Like, or the assumption is that that's what's expected of you.
Yes, definitely. Where you're like, this can't be the way that it's supposed to be, right? Can't be these artificially imposed limits. There's got to be more.
There's got to be more, and there was more. And so when I stumbled into high ticket offers, I was like, oh, what is high ticket offers? Like, what is high ticket offers? What is high ticket, first of all? I'm like, what does that mean? Right? I'm like, And then when I started, oh my gosh, the first time I even presented a high ticket offer was the scare. I remember I didn't sleep for at least 3 days until I heard back from that client. And I still was nervous because when they said yes, I had to send them an invoice. And I had to be convicted enough to send them a $15,000 invoice. And it was like, can I do this? I don't know. Can I do this? Should I do this? I don't believe, right? It was truly a belief in, I don't think I should charge this much. And there were even influencers at the time where now I'm upset about it but there were influencers at the time saying, because you're new to business, you should not charge more than $35, $50 an hour. And I believed it. I was like, oh, well, I don't, I'm brand new to business. I can't do more than that. Right.
I have a side story on that too. So go ahead. Yep. That annoys me. But yes, it annoys me because I completely get it. Yep. Go ahead.
It's yes, it is. And at the time I was thinking to myself, okay, it doesn't fully align, right? Like, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to be a good student and just learn this way, the way that they're telling me to do it. Because that's what I could afford or what I thought I could afford, right? That whole term afford it means something different now. It's like yeah.
When they said that to you, when they're like, no, you can't, you have to get this experience. Like basically you have to do the things that I've done is pretty much what people are trying to say. It's like, well, wait, I've done stuff too. Okay. Was there a part of you that was like, that was like, I don't really believe him. I know that did you just completely trust it? Or was there a part of you that was just like, kind of felt like let down that you had to listen to this person?
Yeah. I felt as if I was forcing myself to do action. I was forcing myself because I knew it was just like a gut feeling, right? I was just like, this doesn't feel right. But because I'm new and they're telling me I am new, I need to do whatever they're doing because they're making money. And, hindsight is 2020, right? It's just looking back and I'm like, okay. What they were getting rich on, what they were building their wealth on was not what they were telling me what to do, right? They were getting
Right.
rich and wealthy on the thing, that the vehicle that they created for me, right? And so I wish I would have known that. I wish I would
They
have
were
learned
like, no,
that,
you
and they
have to do it
educated
like
me.
this, right?
Yeah, exactly. So painting the picture of this is the outcome of doing all this hard work. Oh my gosh, you know, the car, the house, the lifestyle, working less, da da da. And logically, I never put it together and said, there's no way you can make you can't make money charging $50 an hour and make a lifestyle. Like this just doesn't make any sense.
Like I've added up all the hours in the day and I've done the math. It was a pretty quick calculation.
Exactly. I'm like, so where do you live? Like, let me move there.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So then that brings us to, so you then created, knowing that these people have processes that are stifling. Okay. I think we could maybe agree on that word. It stifled you in a way. You wanted to create a process where that's not going to be the case for your people. And so tell us about the process you created, what you call it, anything that you want to share. You can keep back some secrets if you want to for people that you want to save for the masterclass. But tell us about that.
Here, okay. So for the sake of time, I won't go into all the things in the masterclass, but I love sharing more. I love over delivering. That's always been me. I will say, so my system is called the consistent cash system. What I did, why it's called that, what I did is spending over $300,000 in coaches, trainings, courses, all the stuff, plus all the hours on YouTube University. I took all of that and I just simplified the complicated. The things that weren't told about what the next step was, I figured it out and I just put it in my system. And now it's simplified, right? And it's proven, it's tested, right? The first month of business, I was at 12K. The next month, it just kind of, and so every year in my business, it was doubling in sales. And so I'm like, okay, this works. I'm working less. I'm able to vacation. I'm able to work less. I'm able to build boundaries. That's something that is very much tied with money, where if, you know, oh, I have to take care of this client, even though this client drives me crazy and they are not my dream client. But I need to pay the bills. So let me just shut my mouth. No, no,
girl,
we're not doing that anymore. No, because it's not about not delivering great customer care. It's about aligning yourself with people that you're called to serve. That's the difference. When you align yourself with people you're called to serve, I believe that you just over deliver, you serve at a higher level, and they will receive it and accept it differently. And those that you don't mesh well with, they're meant for someone else. There is someone perfect for them. So you're just delaying.
You're like, so
you're
just
delaying the inevitable.
And that is the difference too between, like, you're talking about how it's like the client's always right. Okay. Customers, sometimes I understand that. With the client, it's like, you already know your dream client. So for somebody to try to shove themselves on you that maybe isn't that, it's like, nope, I'm, you know, you remember, you're the one that's not here. And then, but obviously if you're in the corporate world, you don't get to make that choice, right? That's part of the freedom that you also get to do, is like in the corporate world, you kind of have to do that more so. But obviously as an entrepreneur, doing your own thing, running your own race, you're developing a whole self. And then you get to be better for the clients that are meant for you and that you're meant for them, vice versa.
Exactly. 100%. So my system, the 3-step system, very simple. Starts with vision. Next, vehicle. Next, voice. Intentionally in that order. See, most people just hop straight to voice. They're like, I don't need to create or cast a vision, right? I have this idea of what I want to do, and it's like half-baked. And they just go out in the market and they deliver it, and they're like, entrepreneurship isn't for me. Well, during vision, we really dive into everything, all the multifaceted. This is specifically for people who are passionate, who have ideas coming out of the wazoo. They're like, I want to do this and this and this, and one day. And that's my dream client. People that I can help really hone that in, organize it, and so that we can strategically deliver it to the audience they're called to serve. Because I believe that's planted by God. It's a seed planted by God. It's up to us to nurture it and flourish, right? Now, the next step is vehicle. Vehicle is the strategy. It's the marketing strategy. So what do we need to deliver at every step of the way through that client's journey? I call it the client's journey. I know it's called the customer's journey, but I have layers to it. All right. I put cognitive behavior, data metrics. I put all these things into it because I understand that every step of the way, there's a decision that's being made by your buyer, and it's going to help them understand how to be a good client or a good customer or a good affiliate or a good partner, right? And if you educate them properly, then not only are you making the job easier for you, but you're making it easier for them to get to their desired result. Mm-hmm. So at every step of the way, there is a decision. Now, during those decisions, there's this emotional buyer, and then there's a logical buyer. Now, everybody has both. But at the early part, when people are in pain, they're using their emotional buying as the main component to decision making, right? I'm just in pain. I just need to get out of pain as quickly as possible. It's emotionally deciding. But once a transaction occurs, that conversion phase of the client's journey, now all of a sudden they take that and they use logic to validate their emotional decision, because they have let go of pain. They've let go of something painful in exchange for pain. Giving money, letting go of something that they've earned is a painful transaction. And so they want something logical. They want a step-by-step process. They want to know who's in charge. They want to know that you are going to take care of them versus them taking care of you, right? And I see a lot of businesses just drop the ball here, right? You sign the contract, you get the money, and then you're like, so what do we do now?
What does this look for any of those and paid for those programs? Yeah, so you're like, I'm not going to do that part.
Not. Because at the end of the day, my goal is their goal. My goal is to get them to the new opportunity where we're trying to solve the next problem. And their goal is to get to that new opportunity, right? So if I stay focused on that, then I'm going to help step them one step in front of the other to get to their goal right now. But once they get there, they're like, okay, what's next, right? There's excitement, there's an emotional decision, but now they're raving fans. They're at the advocacy phase. That's the best phase. The faster you could get to the advocacy phase, the better you know your system works, right? Then your system works. Your system is your business. Your business works. So you could just kind of push the gas and just get leads right through the system because you know it works now. But there's different buyer types. There's 16 buyer types. I had this whole argument with ChatGPT the other day, but there's 16 buyer types. 16.
Sounds like Myers-Briggs. The 16 different personality types.
Very similar. Yes. Very similar. Yes. Yeah. There's different decisions and there's different reasons behind their decisions. So
right. And I don't think there's not just the four, there's like the 4 personality types supposedly, but I'm like, it is way more complicated than that. I mean, we can all go, I'm a little more this. Okay. We're not done. There's a little more to it. Yeah.
Yes.
So this sounds fantastic. Why would somebody not do this? What holds people back? Why would they just go, okay, I'm doing it? What holds people back?
What holds people back from the system, using their system,
just from moving forward and going, okay, I'm gonna just do this right now? What do you think holds people back?
It's like, oh, I don't have time, right? That's the biggest one. I don't have time. It seems complicated. I'm like, it's really simple, right? Come to the masterclass. I'll show you how simple it is. It's extremely, extremely simple. This is an objection that I'm going to call out in the way that I understand it, but it's going to mean something different for the audience. So I'm going to call it out and say what it is. What it is I don't want to be different. And what people say to themselves is, I don't see a lot of examples of what that looks like. So the reason why you're not seeing a lot of examples is because the majority of people are doing it wrong.
I just got chills, Melinda. I just want to let you know. I just got chills. Wow, that was good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's truly what it is. And that's how I see it as the pro, as the expert who is guiding them through it. Is it's not about you copying or mimicking or doing exactly what someone else does. It's about you catching the vision, and it's not going to work. Again, 16 types of buyers. I mean, that's a lot of type of buyers. It's unique, right? And there's variables that change, whether they have worked with someone similar on the same problem and they didn't get the result, right? Or they've never worked with someone before, they don't know what to expect, or of a mixture of both. They're like, I was a customer, not a client for someone. I was a client, not a customer. I was an affiliate. I was a partner, right? So there's so many different variations of your buyer. And if you don't know how to respond to them, because at the end of the day, and that's what matters most, is how you respond to them, then it doesn't, like you could try to copy what someone else does, but it's not going to be the same experience. And then you're going to say to yourself, well, this is for me. And there's just like a depreciation of what you have to offer because you try to piecemeal the process. So
right. Like it's good to do some modeling of what's working, but if you don't bring yourself to the party, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So I call that specifically where people show up and just be themselves. What does that mean? It means authenticity, being audaciously authentic, audacious, like not apologetic for who you are, respectfully who you are, right? And that's what's really important, because that's what's attractive about you. When you're not on, right? When you're not putting on a front and you just be yourself, that's what is magnetizing the people to buy from you. I have had clients want to work with me so much so that they came back years later and they said, I remember how you treated me. They come to me. They don't care about my price. They care about the experience. They care about that. And so when it comes to high ticket, it's like, it's not that you're just raising the price just to raise the price. You're raising the experience so that they get exactly what they're looking for, and that you're delivering it with expertise, with professionalism, as a powerhouse professional.
Expertise, authority, and like you said, that does come more so when you step into like a creator or entrepreneurial role, because you have to kind of develop that other self of that other part of yourself that's the tougher skin, where they go, oh, okay, I know this person. I feel good that this person's leading me. What is it? I don't even know if this is a saying, I think, where it says you don't want to be like, which team is going to win? It's lions led by the sheep, or like a bunch of lions led by a sheep, or it's a bunch of sheep led by the lion. That leader matters. The lion that's leading
absolutely
the sheep, 100%.
Absolutely, completely different mindset too.
Yeah.
So that's a big aspect of charging or offering high ticket offers. It's mindset. It's your offer has very little to do with you. It has everything to do with your audience, your client, your buyer, right? Oh, I can't charge $10,000. I can't charge $25,000. Why? Because I've never charged it before, because I don't think that it's a value. Guess what? It's not your definition of value. It's your audience's definition of value. What's valuable to them? It's like, as a kid, I mean, you have kids, right? So it's like, where do you want to go? It's like, okay, sure. Okay, that's not valuable to me, but it's valuable to them. And that's what's important about the buyer and the buyer and the business relationship, is that it's what they want out of it. What's the outcome for them? What's important to them, not about what's important to you. It has nothing to do with you. You're just there to help them, doctor them, heal them, so that they no longer are in pain and they have achieved a desire, which in most instances, the expert doesn't realize they're experts. They don't even know.
And when you see like the difference too, it's one of those where it's like, which experience are you going to remember more? The drive-through at McDonald's or the high-end, amazing dining restaurant experience where every little thing is handled for you before you even know you need it?
Mm-hmm.
That whole experience where you completely cater to it's all, which one are you going to go tell everybody about?
Yes.
So you're wanting to create that experience for people so that they can then in turn have more of those experiences for themselves, create that for others as well. You're not doing the drive-through.
No, you're not doing the drive-through. And but somebody else is doing what I do. And so I can't do that, right? When was the last time you've gone to a grocery store? I don't know. When was the last time you drove down the street and passed a Target and a Walmart across the street from each other? When was the last time you saw two drugstores in an airport, like a Dwayne Reed and a CVS or a Walgreens, right? There are competitors and you want them to be there. I promise you want them, because that just validates your offer. And what makes it unique to you is your secret sauce, like your personality, your creativity, your vision for how it needs to be delivered. All of that, that's the secret sauce you get to create and deliver to them. And that's what makes it unique, something that no one else can copy. Like it's just,
your sheep will know your voice, right? The sheep will know the shepherd's voice. Absolutely. And that is one of those things. I was actually just on a friend's podcast a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of those like, oh, I want to do this, but there's so many. I'm like, that's a good sign. That's a good sign that there's a lot of that out there. I'm like, there's going to be people that want to hear it from you. Yeah. Yes, that's a very good point. That's another thing that holds people back. Since we're on the topic of holding people back, right? Is there's already so many people. They don't want my thing.
They don't want your. They want.
Don't you look at their thing though and see like, I could do that better. I could do better than them.
Right. Is you get that inkling, you should go do that. Go do it. Right. Like there's nobody holding you back other than you. That was something that I needed to learn after corporate. I had a lot of corporate residual, and it was just like, do I need to ask permission? Right. There's this permission. And so I don't need to ask permission to be creative and imagine things. I don't need permission to put something out there in the marketplace and see if it sticks. Are they ready yet? It's not that it doesn't work. Are they ready? Right. So that's what's really important about this system is it just unlocks opportunities for you to create your lifestyle the way that you want, so that if you choose to, you can work a lot less, be with your family, be with your babies, do whatever you want and deliver these exceptional experiences for your clients that are white gloved, right? But you're doing a lot less, and they're raving about it, and they're calling you, they're emailing you, calling you, sending you recommendations, testimonials, referrals out the wazoo. I can't tell you how many referrals I'll get from just one client, just because the experience was amazing. And I still charge them a high ticket price for the experience, but they had such a great experience that they had to tell everybody else, like, you have to work with Melinda. Melinda is amazing. So I want other people to feel that too.
In like corporate, and like I've worked in high-end establishments where there's that white glove, because I just love that myself. And so that's what I like to bring to the table as well. So that is the good thing that you bring to that. You're like, I want to bring this, but in a way that's like where you add the creativity as well to it.
The last objection that I hear is I don't know if I can do more. Like, what does the offer entail? I don't know how I can charge for that because I don't know how I can do more. Again, it goes back to experts don't realize they're experts, right? Something that you've done for years that is habit now is something someone else desires to have. So it's not about time. It's about experience. Like, if you could create and provide an offer where I can get an amazing experience and get exactly what I truly desire, I will pay for it, because I didn't have years of experience doing the thing, right?
Right.
That would be amazing. If I can have Chef Gordon Ramsay come to my house and give me a private training. Come on, guys. Like, would you not pay a lot of money for that?
Mm-hmm.
Has all of this
experience. How fun would that be?
Yeah.
If you do that, like have a whole thing, invite all of us. We'll all.
I totally will. That would be so much fun.
That would be cool.
Maybe we should tag him on this video. No,
yes, exactly. Exactly. Insiders only.
So that's really what it is. It's that simple. And when
what do you want your listeners to do next then?
Yeah, so you can make it simple by just clicking on the link in the chat or in the description. I'm going to put it in the description. And registering for the Consistent Cash Masterclass. Why you want to register, it's going to change your life. It's a transformation experience. We have so much fun. Like the time just goes by so quickly. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, no, I want to stay on. So you definitely want to do it. You definitely want to come. We have a lot of fun. And it's totally cool. It's a safe space. It's right. We're all learning together. I get to learn about your business and you get to learn about mine. I tell you a lot more secrets about things that the top 1% coaches, consultants are doing so that you can get that, so you can really just kill it, nail it out in the marketplace. So click the link, Consistent Cash Masterclass. And I want to see you there. I hope to see you there.
Yes. And what I want to say, which is a good point to that with the masterclass, like we have this right now, this is an hour, and a masterclass is even more of an immersion experience. So just a quick, some people are like, oh, I can read it in a book, or I can just, you know what I mean? Like, why is it so important to have the immersion experience?
Oh man, you get so much more out of it, and you take action right in it. It's not, you're not piecemealing things. It's like if you ever sat down and just worked on one activity at a time, you get so much more done opposed to multitasking, right? Mm-hmm. We're not trying to be gurus here. We're trying to be experts. So being in the space and being immersed with like-minded individuals who are as excited about creating a life that you truly desire, having the time of your life, not being stuck anymore, just achieving the dreams and the goals that you truly have deep down in your heart and your gut that you've just been quieting for so long because you just don't know how. We unlock all of that. We have a lot of fun, and we just literally knock down a fence in your brain and just say, oh man, it's abundance is for me, right? So when you come to the Consistent Cash Masterclass, you're not just coming to just fill up the room. You're coming to change your life. If you want that transformation, if you want to scale past 6 figures in your business, if you want to spend more time with your family, if you want to like allow yourself to be sick and not worry about making money so that you can just be sick on the couch while your family takes care of you, do it, right? Like that is what we're doing. We're just giving people freedom to create the business that they want and the lifestyle that they truly desire. And we're going to do it in the masterclass. It's a lot of fun. So you got to do it.
Awesome. Say your, I know you have the link in there, but just say your website one more time.
It's consistentcashbiz.com. So consistentcashbiz.com.
You see my thumb?
Go there, do that. Awesome. You'll have a lot of fun.
Yay. This has been fun.
This was really fun. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
This was great. I'm so glad that we were like laid back about it too. Because that's just, I like to be real. So
we have like the intense music going on at the same time. It's like, oh, what is? Tell me about. Right.
Choir minds want to know, mm-hmm. This episode of 2020.
Exactly. This is going, ooh, that might be kind of fun too.
Right. Can I do like the sound effects in the back? Like, like the old fashioned like sound effects on the news station?
Yes.
I'd love to do that.
You know what's funny? So I've been working on my whole setup and like buying things and then returning things and doing all this stuff, right? I told you about it a little bit. I've been doing all this, like, just I'm like, I need my setup to be like ready to go.
Yeah.
And so, of course, my son, because he, like, you know, the kids are thinking, I want this whole setup for my gaming. Like, they want a whole gaming setup. That's how kids think. So he's like thinking about these strips that have all these sounds on them, and I'm like, I kind of need that. Yeah, I'm like, I kind of need that. I need that strip, whatever that thing is called. People probably know. Put it in the chat, you know, whatever the. People are like, oh, okay, yeah, you're a mom, you don't know what that's called. I know, but it's like there's a strip that has like all these cool sounds. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need to get that.
I've seen him in movies. You should totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And then get like backlights. I'm going to get some backlights too.
Yes.
Eventually I'll get some backlights and stuff. Like that.
He's going to be in charge of my lighting. I'm like, I don't need that. He's like, yeah, you do. I'm like, okay.
I love it. Man, he should have an offer, help other people set up their systems.
Well, set up their systems. And then, you know, he's a highly competitive athlete too. Like he wins like all the time.
Yeah, I remember
all different sports.
That.
Highly competitive, and just, you know, you can be naturally gifted, but there's more to it. There's more to it. You like, sure, 100%. Genetics with athletics, that obviously helps. You kind of need that with athletics. It's one of those things where it's like, you can get better. You can get better at anything, right? You can get better at anything. Are you gonna be the best in the world? You know,
I've been working on my balance for my life. Okay, do not ask me to balance on anything. Okay, I will tip right over. It's my entire life.
You're like, so that one I haven't improved.
I haven't.
But you're standing.
No.
I
stand really well. Yes, yeah. I stand really well.
Stand and walk. What else do you need to do? But yeah, so he wins like all these different sports, plays competitive, plays up, all this stuff. So I'm like, that's probably would be like, he would want to do it just for the gaming, the fun stuff for the offer in the master class. But I'm like, this is the one that's like probably kind of like that not many can really teach. So
yes, 100%. Or don't have, I mean, yes, absolutely 100%. And do it as easily as he can, because he's going to geek out about it. So very cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank you
for
so much.
joining me on this live, and y'all just take care. Make sure to click the link, consistentcashbiz.com. I want to see you there. We're going to have a lot of fun. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be so much fun. My dogs are like, I need to go to the bathroom. Let's go. So I'm going to go. I don't know if you heard them. They're like, let's go.
Let's go. Well, I'm so glad I got to know more about you. And I hope this is helpful for everybody, because they're like, what? She does what? She's done what?
Yeah.
Nice.
Life is good. Life is good, guys. Good all the time. All right, everybody. Take care.